Hi, this is Mobots from the world of RPGs, and in this video, finally in a t-shirt and at home, not in my office, I wanted to present the haul I got from Germany, where I visited in July 2026. And without further ado, I went to basically, I had three sources of games. The first one was the Bonn comic shop in the city of Bonn, and there I came across two books by chance. One was a great find for me because I don't collect that many old games anymore, but this one is the Hand of Fate book for The Secret of Siran. And last year, in November, I had gotten the core book and the GM screen in a different German city, so that makes the collection complete. It's one of only two older systems, meaning older than 2000, that well, this might be from 2004, but older than 2010, that I still wanted to collect. And the other book, which I don't have here, is a comic telling the history of role playing games. Second source is my parents, or rather their address. So I met up with my parents and got a whole bunch of things there. So let's have a look. First one is some crowdfunding things I did. This one is a solo journaling game specifically for straight people to learn what it's like to be in the closet. Uh, Also comes with some rainbow flags. And it's by Paco Garcia, who's from Spain. I did not interview him for the Spain episode, and I haven't played the game yet, but I've read it, and I will probably play it tomorrow on a long bus ride. The other one I got is from Plot Bunny Games. We covered them, or I rather interviewed the owner of the company in episode 15, Germany, and it's Detektiv Monster. It's a descended from the Queen game where you play a funny kind of monster, think Monster Incorporated, and they solve cases which are kind of emergent in the game. It's with drawing cards. And if you're wondering, oh no, it's in German, there's also an English version. I got both of them so I can play them with people in different languages. So these are the two from crowdfunding. Oh, another crowdfunding one, but that's from a British author in English, is Play Unsafe. And that's a book on how to improvise as a GM. I quite liked it, although it could have been longer. It's a bit short. So, next thing is I ordered some books in Germany, and one is a game I've played a lot of times, but I only had the PDF of it, so I wanted to have a physical copy, and that's The Well by Peter Schaefer. It's a very minimalist dungeon crawl game, beautiful artwork. If I can find it on the fly, I don't do unboxing videos. It doesn't have a lot of pictures, but the ones inside are great. Okay, here we go. Whoop. That's characters you play. And I've run this about 6 or 7 times, and I've already written some own scenarios, but I haven't written them up in a publishable way. And then on the same German distributor site, I came across this one, Brain Exploder by Emma Acosta, who's from Portugal, as is the publisher, Games Omnivorous. I interviewed them in episode 20 for Portugal. This is a Zine with a very Zine like layout. And it's basically a setting in a Lynchian weird town with strange things happening. It's not its own game, but a kind of setting scenario NPC thing set in the modern world, but in a strange version of it. And yeah, I enjoyed reading it, but I don't know if I'm ever going to play that. A book I got at the Kraken convention is Keeper Tips from Call of Cthulhu Chaosium. Um, and I got it signed by one of the authors, Jason Doral, over here. And these are just short advice on running any kind of role playing game. So that's quite a useful book. I'm halfway through reading it. That's my actual bookmark here. And the last one I found in one of the strangest friendly local game stores in the world called All the Problems in This World, which is in Berlin. They have lots of zines and I would say zines, magazine. So lots of zines and stranger games and a lot of OSR stuff, which I usually don't buy. But a book I got there because the shipping is otherwise too much is this big one, Monsters, Aliens, and Holes in the Ground, a guide to tabletop role-playing games from D&D to Mothership by Stu Horvath. So that's basically a history of RPGs, and it's illustrated. So it has all these pictures of different games and their history. It's actually by MIT Press, so an academic publisher, and I haven't read it yet, but it looks really good, and it actually made me nostalgic about the time when I started playing. Which, by the way, I've always told wrong. I always said I started with Hero Quest in 1988, but this book says Hero Quest was published in 1989. Anyways, the book is mostly focused on the English speaking market. It does cover a couple of newer foreign adaptations. Um, the oldest one would be Kult from Sweden from 91. It has some other Swedish games like Mörkborg, Mutant Year Zero, Tales from the Loop. It has the French In Nomine Satanis from English publication 1997, which we covered recently in the France episode. It has De Profundis from Poland. It has Thousand Islands, which I believe is from Malaysia, but it doesn't really cover the history of the non-English games or like the classical big fantasy games like Das Schwarze Auge from Germany, etc. Um, so it's not a complete history of games, but mostly the English language market. It's still good. Um, and no, I'm not going to write the history of foreign language role playing games. I don't have the resources to research and write that and get all the permissions for pictures, etc. So that's my short haul from Germany. Oh, I also got um, the Weird Science magazine, but I didn't bring it with me, so I don't have the copies here. It was just too much for my suitcase, so I gave a couple of the books back to my parents to store at their place. Anyways, that was the short summer haul, and I'm still working on future episodes and videos. So, see you then.